What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Q&A video. This is going to be Q&A 14. Man, you guys have been killing it with the Q&As lately. Man, you guys got a lot of questions. I'm surprised. I mean, like I said, if you guys have questions, ask me in the comments and I'll answer them. But we got a lot of questions here from three people. Three different people with questions. This is honestly a first for me. This is actually a first with having multiple people with multiple questions. So let's go ahead and get into this. So these questions were requested by Dino Thunder 14, Schuyler West, and Min-Syuii. I believe that's her name. I think it's a girl. I don't know, but we're gonna start with Dino Thunder 14's first, since he has the most. And because I've ordered them in a way so the way I answer them flows well. So let's go ahead and start with these. He's got 8 questions here, so let's go ahead and get started. So, what crossover would you like to see happen in a comic? What crossover would I like to see in a comic? I'd like to see TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Spider-Man. Maybe Deadpool, but I definitely want Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Spider-Man. Just because I want a shot of them all eating pizza together. I want a shot of Spider-Man eating pizza with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Maybe even Deadpool, because, you know, why not? But, yeah, that's what I would want. Maybe Deadpool. Not a yes with Deadpool, maybe Deadpool. Just because you could do, like, a little cool team-up with Spider-Man and Deadpool, then you can have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in there, too, so why not? Question 2. How old were you when you started YouTube? I was 18 years old. I think I was just finishing high school when I was starting YouTube. So yeah, it was my last year of high school when I started doing YouTube. It was 18. Question number 3. Who is your celebrity crush? This question got me stumped, actually. Because I didn't know how to answer this question because I never really had one. I know that sounds weird because, I watch a lot of movies, but I never really watched the movie. I never really watched a lot of movies for specific crushes with celebrities or anything. I don't really, the way I look at it as, I'm never going to see them, so what's the point of me, they're just acting. They're just actors. It's not like I'm actually seeing them with what the personality's really like. I don't know. I'm the type of person where I have to, know you personally to kind of, get anywhere near that level of, crushes or liking or anything like that. I'm a little bit more, up close and personal, I guess is the best way to describe myself. I know what my parents' celebrity crushes are. My mom's celebrity crush, she talks about it all the time. Paul Walker was her celebrity crush. She loved seeing him acting growing up. That's why she watches the Fast and the Furious movies. And then my dad's was Jennifer Aniston. I think that's her. I butchered that last name, but that was her. But me, I never really had a celebrity crush. A lot of beautiful celebrities out there. A lot of great actors and singers and all that stuff, but I never really, I thought about it hard, too. I thought really hard about this question. And I just, nothing really popped up. Again, there were females who would sing or act or whatever that I'd see on screen or whatever, but I never really was all into that. I was like, okay, I like the music or I like the acting or whatever. I didn't really care about that stuff, mostly because I was just really young and I just didn't care about that stuff. Now that I'm older, I didn't really, when I had my first crush was with a person I knew in real life, so that's why I never really cared about celebrity crushes. So yeah, I hope that answers that question. The short answer is no, I never had a celebrity crush. Number 4, have you ever collabed with another YouTuber? No, I have not collabed. I have been shout out before. I have shout other YouTubers out, obviously. But no, I never like actually did a video or like did anything with another YouTuber before. I've had YouTubers in the past that I wanted to do stuff with, but we never did anything because different opinions and different way of thinkings kind of got in the way, and I never pushed it to, you know, do videos with them, and, you know, I just, never happened. You know, I just been kind of doing the lone wolf thing, and it's been working. It's been working really well. You know, I'm really impressed with how good I've been doing on my own, so I'm really happy about that. I'm proud of myself for that. But no, I would love to collab with someone in the future. You know, I'd love to, you know, combine those powers. You know, I think that's always like the thing that people love crossover events. People love collabs because it's like, oh, we get to see, you know, two big YouTubers or two big characters kind of collide and kind of, you know, we get to see how they interact with each other type of thing. Like, I think that's always what's interesting about collabs and crossovers and comics and movies and stuff, because we just get to see what it's like, what happens if they see each other, interact with each other. So, but yeah, I love to collab with someone one day. Number 5, if you get to choose a love interest from the DC universe for Spider-Man, who would it be? This was a hard question. I thought really hard about this. I'm surprised I had such an issue trying to think about females in the DC for some reason. I was like, okay, there's Wonder Woman, there's Supergirl, there's Power Girl, and then my mind went blank. I was like, okay, there's Catwoman. No, I can't say Catwoman. Then I was like, okay, there's Poison Ivy, but no, we don't want Poison Ivy. I was struggling. I was on the struggle bus. I was thinking to myself, like, Banshee? Screaming Banshee? No. I had all these ideas try to flood into my brain, and I just could not for my life try to think of any more female heroes. Like, I don't know. Like, a lot of people know that I'm more of a Marvel comic reader. I do check in on DC. I like to see what they're doing with their big events, but I'm not too in-depth with things. I'm in-depth with, like, Batman and Superman a little bit more than the rest of the DC universe, but yeah, other than that, I'm kind of backed out of the DC. I'm not in it as much as I am with Marvel and Spider-Man, probably the most with Spider-Man, but if I had to choose a DC female to hook up with Spider-Man, essentially, so I would say, and this was a tough one. I was like, okay, I want a female here who is a powerful female, but not too powerful like Wonder Woman. I was like, no, that's too much. Like, let me think of another one. And then I was like, okay, what about Supergirl? So I was like, okay, Supergirl kind of works. Then you can maybe do the teenager angle with those two. I was like, okay, yeah, I can see that. That works. So, Supergirl. I'd pick Supergirl for Spider-Man from the DC universe. I think that would be pretty good. And then, like, maybe for the adult Spider-Man, give him Power Girl or something. Number 6, what do you think of the Shazam movie? I didn't see it. I know a lot of people are going to be mad at me for saying that, but I still have. It's been like, how long has it been? I think it's been like a month or two, and I still haven't seen the movie. I just haven't had time. I haven't made time for it. I know I'm doing so much with this and personal life and all that. I just haven't had time to really go to the movie theater and do that because, I mean, there are a lot of movies that came out recently. You got John Wick 3 that came out. I didn't see that. The Avengers Endgame, which I watched and reviewed here. And then Shazam came out before that. I think it was also, and then Captain Marvel came out a few months back. And there was just a sandwich of movies and things I wanted to see. But I ended up seeing one of those things, and I just didn't care to see the rest of it. So I just threw my hands up in the air, and I just said, fuck it. I'll watch it some other time. So yeah, I didn't see Shazam. I'm assuming it was good. I saw reviews. I heard it was really good. I don't know. I guess I feel content. Content. What's that word? Yeah, content with like those opinions. And I was like, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I trust everyone saying it's a good movie. So, you know, I don't know. I will see it. I will review it. You'll know when I see it. I'll review it. I'll let you know what I think. No, I didn't see Shazam. I didn't see it. Number 7. Do you think the DCEU will be better than the MCU since the Russo brothers are no longer directing Avengers movies? So yeah, that is a big question on everyone's minds, because when you think about the last couple movies that we have seen, the Russo brothers, like, you got to think about what did the Russo brothers make? They made Avengers Endgame. They made Avengers Infinity War. They made 2 big Avengers movies. I think did they do Age of Ultron? Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm doing this off of pure memory right now. They did Avengers Endgame. They did Avengers Infinity War. They did Civil War. They did Captain America 2, which is Winter Soldier. Like, and all those movies were really good. They did 2 big Avengers movies, and they did 2 Captain America movies, and I know I'm missing something. I know I'm missing some other movies, but I'm sure there's more. So it's like people got a lot of questions now, like, okay, now the Russo brothers aren't gonna be associated with Marvel anymore. They're not gonna be doing Avengers movies. So yeah, that is a cause for concern. I mean, like, what do you do at that point? Because it's like, okay, now we have these directors now, these 2 big directors. I'm gonna say 2 because it's the brothers, and they're done. A lot like a lot of us MCU fans. So it's like, okay, now who's gonna be their big Avengers team, or who's gonna be their big MCU driven like directors? Like you got to have that main set of directors, I feel like, to go a certain direction. Like I think the Russo brothers were pointing us in that direction of Thanos, and again, it was all leading up to that. Now it's like, okay, the Russo brothers are done. Marvel doesn't really know what we don't know what Marvel's gonna do, but from our point of view, we don't know what we think we don't know what they're doing. Like, doesn't seem like they know what they're doing at this point, because it's like the question is like, how big how big can you get at this point? A lot of people said, okay, you could do King the Conqueror, you could do Galactus. I said Galactus and the Beyonder. I did a video about this, so we'll see what they do. We're gonna have to pay attention to the directors that they get for the next big mainline Avengers movies, if you're still following the MCU. Me, personally, I'm opt out. I think a lot of people like me are opt out. They're done, which is fine. Like I said, I'm still going to be paying attention to the Spider-Man stuff, and that's pretty much it. And a little bit of the DC stuff. And a few Marvel movies in here in between, but I'm not the whole Marvel universe, obviously. So yeah, I think we need to kind of see what Marvel does, and hopefully they get as good as directors, if not better, than the Russo brothers. So let's hope for that, and let's hope that the future of the MCU is not gonna go down in a flaming pile of shit and despair and anger and rage and frustration from the fans. It's already rough enough with Spider-Man and, you know, like, all the differences with the comic book fans and the normies and all that. So it would be it would just end it right. Don't mess it up, Marvel, with the MCU thing, with the Captain Marvel thing, with the Black Panther thing. And that's what everyone's afraid of, and that's why a lot of us have opted out. We're done, because we don't want that to happen. But But will DC? But to answer the question, will DCEU be better? Well, since the DC's focusing on more of the idea of making good movies, and because Aquaman was a success, I can't even say that word. I can't believe I live in a world where the Aquaman made over $1 billion. I live in a world where Aquaman, Fish Boy, made $1 billion at the box office. I don't know how to feel about that. Because sex sells, guys. That's why. Because all the females showed up at the movie theater just to see the dude take off his shirt. You see? Just give us that for us guys, the females, and we'll be fine. Okay? Just let the shit go. just everyone shut up and just let us have our fan service. You know. But I think, but going back on topic, the way the DC is going the way the DC movies are going right now, about focusing on good movies like Aquaman and Shazam and Wonder Woman, and how good those were, according to people, and how much money they made, we'll have to wait and see. But based off the track record, it seems like DC has the ability to catch up, if not surpass them. They have been putting out a lot of good stuff within this past year, which is good, really good. I'm really proud of them for that. You know, I think, yeah, so, you know, with everything going on with Marvel and Endgame is done, and yeah, people might kind of start watching DC stuff. So yeah, DC has the opportunity to reel in some Marvel fans or some normies or whatever. So yeah, it seems like DC, if DC doesn't screw it up, if DC stays on track, they can surpass Marvel. They can do it right now. Like, a lot of people keep saying, like, oh, no one can beat Marvel. If DC focuses on what they're doing right now, focusing on making good movies, focusing on making good DC movies, not trying to do this, at least not yet, at least not trying to do Justice League, at least not trying to do all those yet, just wait a little bit. And then when you're ready, and then when you get the right directors, then you can do it. But I think they need to kind of do what Marvel does, have a group of people, have your little group of people, your little directors, just kind of bring them all in, let them know what's going on. That way they can start splitting off in the future, and they can do the movies. That way they can connect. And, you know, I think that's one of the big issues with Marvel right now, is that you have directors who are just kind of going off and making their own thing. And then all of a sudden we get to the mainline thing like Avengers, Infinity War, Endgame, and then all of a sudden you see things like, okay, well, Thor lost his eye, and now he has a robot eye. It's like nothing happened. You know, the only thing that mattered was the fact that he doesn't have his hammer anymore, but then all of a sudden they say, no, we're going to give him Stormbreaker, a new hammer. You know, all those little inconsistencies where it's like, okay, well, what was the fucking point then? I think if DC can make it, you know, make it have an impact in those movies and bring it back to, you know, their movies, they, you know, not make it so confusing like that, then I think they have something better there. So yeah, I think DC has the opportunity to be better than Marvel right now. So we're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens. So number 8, do you speak more than one language? No, I don't. I don't speak fluent language. I took half a class of Spanish for a credit. Other than that, I'm American English boy. That's it. So yeah, all right. So that was it for Dino Thunder's questions. Let's move on to Min-Syui's questions. And she only has one question. She asked me, what's your favorite thing about Wolverine? Wolverine, besides the fact that Wolverine has, of course, the claws and the regeneration abilities, I would say probably my favorite part about Wolverine would probably be his attitude. I just like his attitude. I like his fuck you attitude. Like, he's like, I don't care. Like he has the I don't care attitude. I think it's perfect because for a guy who can't die, and for a guy who can get shot in the face and just look at you like you just messed up it's scary. Like, so I think his attitude is probably the best, is my favorite thing about Wolverine. It's my favorite thing is his attitude. I think that's what makes the character. I think that's what just makes him such a unique character in general. And of course, you have your edgy other heroes like Blade and Ghost Rider and Punisher. But Wolverine has always been that big fan favorite who is, you know, he's got that attitude, man. He's got that sass in him. So, yeah. Yeah, that's my favorite thing is his attitude. So yeah. Thank you for the question. All right. Moving on to number 10. Schuyler West's question. So this will be the last question. Number 10, would you like to see a Dark Avengers movie? So, I don't know shit about the Dark Avengers. I actually looked it up yesterday before I did this video. And I saw that the characters, Norman Osborn was Iron Patriot. Wolverine was Daken. It wasn't even Logan. Like characters weren't, you know, they weren't like the Avengers. They were like kind of like the bad guy, or like bad guys who were trying to be good guys. Kind of like the Suicide Squad. And we both know how that turned out. Yeah, I don't want to see a Dark Avengers movie. And then I saw it was written by Brian Michael Bendis. Yeah, fuck that. No, thank you. I don't want to see anything Brian Michael Bendis wrote on the fucking big screen. No, thanks. As soon as I saw that, I was like, no. As soon as I saw that he wrote the book, I said no. But the moral of that story is fuck Michael Bendis. So that'll be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. This was a mixed bag. I'm glad that we finally got more than one person asking me a question in this video. So thank you guys for watching. If you guys have any more questions that you want me to put in a Q&A, specifically put it in the Q&A videos. That way I know that you want me to make a video of it and not just simply ask me a question and let me know immediately what it is. So let me know if you have any more questions. Thank you for watching, and I'm out of here. Up, and away. See you guys.